You reach for the light switch. Nothing. You check your phone. Black screen. No signal. Outside, the neighborhood is unnaturally quiet. No distant traffic. No humming transformers. Just confused voices drifting through the air. A car coasts to a stop in the middle of the road. Another follows. Someone laughs and says the power will be back in a few minutes. But if this wasn't just a blackout, what if an electromagnetic pulse has just erased the systems your entire life depends on? The first 30 days won't be a test of strength. They'll be a test of decisions. The first hour feels almost normal. People restart their phones. Drivers keep turning their keys, wondering why nothing happens. Modern vehicles begin failing where they sit. Traffic locks itself into place, blocking intersections before anyone understands why. Air traffic controllers lose contact with aircraft. Emergency dispatch centers struggle as communications begin collapsing. Across the country, millions experience the same confusion at the exact same moment. Nobody has enough information to recognize the pattern. Yet, the people around you still believe it's temporary. They think someone else is fixing it. But the grid isn't coming back. Hours pass. The refrigerator grows warm. The air conditioner falls silent. The internet disappears. Without electricity, the invisible systems that move modern civilization begin failing, one after another. Power generation stops feeding the network. Critical infrastructure starts breaking in ways most people have never considered. Water towers still have pressure, for now. Gas stations still have fuel underground, but electric pumps can't move it. Banks still have money, but ATMs are lifeless boxes. You suddenly realize something unsettling. Almost everything you own only works because someone else keeps the system running. Tomorrow proves that. By sunrise, every store has a line stretching into the parking lot. People aren't buying food, they're buying certainty. Shelves empty faster than employees can restock them. Bottled water disappears first. Batteries follow. Canned food vanishes within hours. Arguments become shouting matches. Shouting becomes pushing. The biggest mistake isn't forgetting food, it's waiting too long. If clean water is still flowing from the tap, every container in your house becomes valuable. Bathtubs, buckets, pots, anything that can safely hold water suddenly becomes insurance against tomorrow. Because once pressure drops, purification becomes far more important than convenience. Most people don't think about that until it's too late. They also make another mistake. They keep driving. Fuel instability spreads faster than rumors. Even stations with fuel can't dispense it. Vehicles abandoned on roads become permanent obstacles. Every unnecessary trip wastes options you may never get back. Home becomes more than a place to sleep. It becomes your safest position. Not because it's comfortable, because every unnecessary encounter creates new risks. Outside, crowds grow larger. Inside, quiet becomes an advantage. But the silence won't stay peaceful. By the second day, information becomes more valuable than food. Nobody knows whether help is coming. Rumors spread faster than facts. One neighborhood claims the military has restored power. Another insists foreign missiles are incoming. Someone swears relief trucks are arriving tomorrow. None of it can be verified. Without reliable communication, fear fills every gap. That's when survival psychology starts separating people. Some remain calm. Others begin making desperate decisions simply to escape uncertainty. The families who quietly organize supplies, ration water, and avoid unnecessary attention suddenly look different from everyone else. They stop advertising what they have. They close the garage. Curtains stay shut after dark. Operational security isn't paranoia anymore. It's common sense. Because every person who sees your supplies remembers them. And hunger has an excellent memory. By the fourth day, medical emergencies begin changing the neighborhood. Prescription medications run out. Insulin becomes scarce. Minor injuries become serious because clinics can't replace basic supplies. A simple cut now carries consequences that barely mattered a week ago. Every accident becomes something to avoid. People start realizing that prevention is easier than treatment. Meanwhile, refrigerators have become boxes full of spoiled food. The smell spreads. Garbage piles grow larger. Flies arrive. Then, something changes that almost nobody expected. The danger isn't just running out of resources. It's watching everyone else run out first. You still think hunger is the biggest threat? It isn't. People are. Week 2 begins with something civilization usually hides from you. Waste. Trash collection stops. Sewage systems become unreliable. Standing water attracts insects. Disease doesn't arrive dramatically. It arrives quietly. Contaminated water looks clean. Improper food storage smells normal until someone gets sick. Basic hygiene suddenly becomes a survival skill. Clean hands save more lives than expensive equipment. Water purification becomes part of every day. Boiling, filtering, disinfecting, whatever method you can safely use becomes worth the effort. Because one stomach illness can dehydrate someone faster than they can replace fluids. Hospitals are overwhelmed long before this point. Backup generators run low. Medicine disappears. Doctors begin making impossible decisions about who can still be treated. Medical triage isn't something happening somewhere else anymore. It's happening everywhere. Emergency responders face the same shortages as everyone else. Fire departments answer fewer calls. Police can't be everywhere. Communities slowly realize something uncomfortable. Help is no longer guaranteed. So neighbors begin making choices. Some work together. Others barricade themselves inside. Some establish watch schedules after sunset, not because they expect trouble every night, because eventually, trouble comes looking for someone. The first 2 weeks decide who survives. The third decides who people become. By week 3, the social contract begins cracking. People stop assuming strangers mean well. Trust becomes selective. Communities organize around shared skills instead of convenience. One family knows first aid. Another repairs generators. Someone understands water systems. Someone else can preserve food without electricity. Value changes. The person who can fix a broken pump suddenly matters more than someone with a luxury car that no longer starts. Leadership appears in unexpected places, not through titles, through competence. The calmest voice often becomes the one everyone follows. But every organized neighborhood attracts attention. Groups with supplies become targets for groups without them. Fear changes behavior. Isolation changes judgment. Some people become generous. Others become predators. Every knock at the door forces another decision. Do you answer? Do you hide? Do you risk helping someone whose intentions you can't know? There are no easy answers, only consequences. Most people never see what comes next. By the 30th day, you've stopped measuring time by calendars. You measure it by water remaining, food remaining, medicine remaining, energy remaining. The question that once seemed impossible now feels unavoidable. Do you stay or leave? Your bug-in strategy protected you during the initial chaos, but supplies don't last forever. Leaving means searching for resources, allies, or safer ground. It also means exposing yourself to unknown dangers. Staying preserves security. But every day makes your situation more fragile if nothing improves. Neither path guarantees survival. Choosing not to decide is still a decision, and it may be the most dangerous one of all. An EMP attack doesn't only destroy electronics. It exposes every hidden dependency modern life quietly built around electricity. The real disaster isn't the flash in the sky. It's the cascading system failures that follow. The empty shelves, the silent hospitals, the dry faucets, the frightened neighbors. The invisible thread holding civilization together was always thinner than it looked. The people who survive aren't always the strongest. They aren't always the fastest. They're the ones who adapt before everyone else. They prepare before panic replaces reason. They stay observant when everyone else becomes reactive. They protect their families without abandoning their humanity. Because survival isn't just about making it through 30 days. It's about the kind of person you become by the end of them. So ask yourself one question. Who would you become after 30 days? The medic? The mechanic? The farmer? The protector? Or the person still waiting for the lights to come back?